All right. So the big thing, like the technology works. Okay.
Yep.
It saves money.
Yep.
It's open 24/7.
Yep.
You don't have to go to a remittance. You don't have to go to a Western Union. You can literally do it sat in your pants on the couch.
Yep.
Like every single part. Is there any part where the traditional remittance industry is better?
I think at the minute for physical cash, yes, because that infrastructure isn't there yet for the Bitcoin
So if somebody
side.
wants to get cash the other end,
Yeah.
that's the one thing they've got.
Then I think that is, which is, as we know, dying out. So that is a dying sector, should we call it? So,
But for most people, there's no logical reason for them not to use what you're using over Western Union.
not of them. I guess the only, if they don't have, so it is really the physical cash side. If they were in the Philippines, but they didn't have a bank account.
But do you know what percentage of people who use in remittance end up with physical cash the other end?
Let's ask Chat AI.
That's amazing.
This is the new fact checker.
Who fact checks the AI?
I'm just going to ask Google this one.
All right.
But whatever the number is, it's a decreasing number. But for anyone who is not needing cash the other end,
Yep.
there is no reason they shouldn't be using yours.
Yeah, I agree. And that's part of, I think at the minute, it's still scary a little bit, and it's still, people obviously don't know about it. People have never used it. They're unsure.
Do they have to even know they're using Bitcoin?
No. So it's similar like Strike have been pushing that for a while now. It's like they're trying not to be Bitcoin. They're trying to be dollar, but actually in the background, it's using Lightning to move the money around the world.
But some people might want Bitcoin, so it's like, how do you do both?
It's difficult, yeah. I think you just got to give customers the option. So you almost have to, like the remittance product, the way you market that almost has to be, yes, you're moving value around the world of whatever currency to another currency. But then at the same time, if you're advertising then your Bitcoin buying service, so if it wants to just come and buy or sell Bitcoin, you are advertising to a different crowd. And it is completely different audiences each time. Or generally, there will obviously be crossovers.
So you could just end up opening an office in these countries, a few of these countries.
Potentially, yeah. I think the way I'm seeing it at the minute is, I've explained this to a couple of people recently with, they've asked me the question, how do we compete with Visa, MasterCard, Western Union and the likes in all different areas of payments? And the point is we don't have to. We are in a small piece, but there's lots of coin corners out there. There's Strike, there's BitNob, there's Pouch, there's all these ones that we're talking about that are all now starting to build this infrastructure all around the world. We don't need offices in Philippines because Pouch are there. So we can interact with Pouch and make the payment and they receive it on their end. So whereas with TransferWise, it will say Western Union, there's Western Union at each end, and the infrastructure they've had to build out to do that, physical infrastructure to do that, has been massive. Whereas now we just don't need that anymore.
They're kind of fucked, really, when you think about it. It's a little bit like, you can think of so many industries. Think of Blockbuster, right? They built out the infrastructure of having all the shops in every major town, so you can go and get, go and rent your DVD or your video.
Yeah.
Do you remember videos?
Yeah.
Do you remember videos?
Yeah.
Do you remember videos? And then I remember that before we had like Netflix, it was Love Film. Do you remember Love Film?
Yeah, I remember Love Film.
And it was like, you can just have it posted to you. Now that was a bit annoying because that was kind of like,
that was what Netflix was originally.
Yeah. It was posted. But I always found that annoying because it was like, I have to order it 2 days early. And I like the experience of going to the shop and flicking through.
Yeah.
And that kind of like removes some of the need for the infrastructure, but Netflix just destroyed the infrastructure.
Yeah,
I
completely.
can sit on my couch in my pants and I can just surf and find the film I want to watch.
Yeah.
And essentially that's what is going to happen to Western Union.
Yep.
Because they've got the expensive legacy infrastructure that is not required.
No. And the thing my little quote I say in the team back home laughs at that is people are lazy. And at the end of the day, without wanting to insult people are lazy. Innovation is created off the back
you have insulted
of
them,
laziness.
and I think it's okay.
That's good.
Yeah, people are lazy.
People are lazy. And if you look back at innovations, they are created off the back of people being lazy. The webcam is always the example I use of it was created in, was it Oxford or Cambridge University, I think. And it was purely some tech guys in the university couldn't be bothered walking to check if a coffee pot was ready and boiled in another room. So they created the webcam. And so they could watch it and check when it was boiled or when it was empty, I think it was, so they could go and refill. So it was things like that. Innovation technology is created by laziness. And exactly what you're saying there, you can sit at home and watch Netflix. You don't have to go to the video shop anymore. You'll be able to do the same. Western Union, you have to get out your house, go and pick up the cash, do whatever. Somebody in the UK will be able to sit at home, send into somebody at home in the Philippines, and you'll be able to both sit on your couch and send the money over to you, and you just receive it instantly. So yeah, it's playing out the way I see money movement around the world with Bitcoin and Lightning is playing out similar to what you're seeing with the blockbusters and other industries, I guess, we've seen over the years that have slowly died out due to not keeping up with innovation.
Do you know what I kind of hope? I kind of hope this utility builds out to the point where we get rid of bear markets.
Yes, I think people were speculating on that this time, and I think that was way too early.
Way too early, yeah.
But yeah, I think that would be really, really interesting because that means it's no longer, it's the hype cycles we've lived and experienced. They are difficult to operate as a business, especially in.
Oh, yeah.
I think you had Jesse on, didn't you, from Kraken the other week, and his comments around that. And you have these, as the hype cycles go, the businesses follow them hype cycles. So during the bull period, great, we get lots of customers, lots of trades, lots of money. Bear period, it's the complete opposite way. And you're seeing that at the minute, people are laying off staff at all the exchanges. And that is hard to run a business when a lot of the businesses in the industry are venture capital backed and the VCs are looking for returns at some point. So they're trying to effectively force the industry where it's just not ready to be forced. And
cannot force it.
No.
I mean, look, you can organically support it.
Yep.
But you cannot force adoption like you can force speculation.
No.